In the Moz Local Search Ranking Factors survey, one of the top 30 competitive difference makers that they mention is having high star ratings from what they call authority reviewers. And these are reviewers who have many reviews or have some kind of authority within the review program that they are part of. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you about finding them and courting authority reviewers in order to try to get some of those reviews. I want to mention that you should be getting your normal reviews first. Before you start working on this process, you want to make sure you have a good system for targeting just happy customers who come into your business who will leave you a good review and a good rating, because you want to have lots of reviews and lots of high star rating reviews before you start worrying about authoritative reviewers and all this. Just get some normal reviews first. So check out the videos on that first and make sure you kind of have that running. And then this is something you'd want to work on after that as a way to get another leg up on your competition. I'm going to be talking about two programs, Yelp Elite Reviewers and Google Local Guides. Now, the Google Local Guides are the reviews that actually are on your Google local listing. The Yelp Elite Reviewers, those would be happening on your Yelp listing, but having high star ratings on your Yelp listing from Yelp Elite Reviewers is an authority factor for your Google local listing. So just bear that in mind. The steps to courting authority reviewers, whatever program they're part of, is the same. You want to find the reviewers you're interested in reaching out to. You want to make contact, reach out to them, make contact with some way, and then at some point you want to make a request to them. And I'm going to talk more specifics about that as I talk about the possible programs that you can target. So let's talk about Yelp Elite Reviewers. Now I have to say I lied about there only being 3 steps, because there's actually a step 0 that you're going to need to be doing first. And step 0 is making your own account look good. The way to think about this is you're going to be reaching out to these reviewers. You're not going to pretend that you're not from your business. You're going to be open about that. But you want to look like you're invested in some way in the Yelp program itself. And so this is a good example. You can look at Yelp uh, my Yelp profile here, and it is pretty sad looking, to be honest. I have 0 friends. I have 1 review. I have a couple compliments from people. I'm just obviously not doing anything in here, and you don't really want your profile to look like this. You want to look like you're kind of invested in Yelp, that you're doing a lot of reviews, that you're making friends, you're commenting on people's reviews, things like that. Just so that when you start to reach out and make contact with these elite reviewers, they don't think, oh, this is just another business trying to get me to come to their business and leave reviews. You don't want it to look that way. So that's step 0, is just set up a Yelp account. A Yelp reviewing account, and start leaving reviews, complimenting people. Look for all the different ways that you can be active on Yelp and start having activity. That's going to actually be your step 0. So let's talk about the 3 steps for courting authority Yelp reviewers or Yelp elite reviewers. Finding Yelp Elite Reviewers is actually quite easy. You can go into, I recommend you search for either your direct competitors, that's one option. Depending on your business, you might want to look for uh, businesses that are related to your business. So if you're a veterinarian, you might not want to look for people reviewing your direct competitor, another veterinarian, because they may already be committed to that veterinarian. You might want to be looking for people reviewing things like doggy daycares, boarding, pet supply places, stuff like that instead. Whereas if you're a restaurant, it's possible that you'd want to actually just look at your direct competitors and say, hey, you like Lebanese food? You'd like our Lebanese food too. So let me just give you an example. I'm going to go to the Sanita's Kitchen. It's a Lebanese place here in Ferndale. And if I scroll down through the reviews, I can actually just look and you can actually see Elite 17. That means that this person is an elite Yelp reviewer this year. And so you can see she's got a lot of activity going on, 223 friends, 531 reviews, 727 photos. If I scroll down, here's another one, another Elite 17. These are the people you're looking for, Elite 17. So it's very easy to find elite Yelp reviewers and uh, and kind of target them. So how do you want to reach out to these elite Yelp reviewers? Let's just open up this one. And if I look at her profile, there are a few options that I have. Um, so I can leave a compliment if I want. I can add them as a friend. I can send a message. I can follow them. All of these are things you can do to kind of reach out to them. The thing I want you to bear in mind as you're doing this is just kind of what seems appropriate. If you have no connection with this person, which you probably don't, some really simple ways to reach out to them would be to find an actual review that was really useful, and then you can actually compliment that review itself. So that's one option, is to actually leave a compliment on the review itself. Here's a way to compliment it right there. You can leave them a little note. That's like a very simple way to reach out. Following them is another one. I think adding them as a friend, you just might want to bear in mind, is that something that would be normal to do or not? But I think that some of those other things really, really are normal ways. So that would be a way to reach out to them. Once you've made some connection, you're doing this with multiple reviewers, and if you get a message back, you know, maybe you just think they're going to be open to some kind of recommendation, then at that point you want to make some kind of request. Now, before you make any kind of request from a reviewer, you should look for their guidelines. It'll be either their terms of service, their content guidelines, something like that. You want to just look through and see, what does Yelp allow me to request from them and what don't they? Okay, so for example, with Yelp, um, don't ask for reviews and don't offer to pay for them either. Okay, so these are the current guidelines. You want to look and make sure. So you don't want to, you want to ask for a review without asking for a review. I think some examples of that would be um, to say to them, send them a message and say, hey, I saw that you left a review on such and such a place. If you like Lebanese food, listen, come check us out. Well, I'm the manager. Let me know. I'll take really good care. Let me know when you're there. I'll take really good care of you. Or something like that, where you're just inviting them to come and saying, hey, I saw you like this or that. If you ever want to come check us out, we'll take really good care of you. Sort of just a way of reaching out. And then let them decide to leave a review or not. If you don't want to, if it says don't ask for reviews, so you don't want to ask for a review. But that doesn't mean that you can't be kind to them, invite them to check out your business, something like that. So that's how the 3 steps apply to Yelp Elite Reviewers. Let's talk about Google Local Guides and how you can court authority reviewers in Google Local Guides. I mentioned this already, but step 0 before you get into the 3 steps is to make your own account look good, and this applies to local guides as well. The first thing you'll want to do is set up a local guides account, and I recommend you just Google local guides because these URLs change sometimes and stuff like that. But if you Google local guides, you're going to find the local guide website for Google, and any Google account can become a local guide account. You just set it up. This is my Google Local Guides account, and if I were actively courting reviewers to my business, I would need to make this look better, right? I only have 4 reviews, only 1 photo, added 1 place, and I'm a level 2, which frankly does not require much. You can see I have 6 points total. This does not show a whole lot of commitment or investment in the local guides program. I recommend that you definitely start leaving reviews, posting photos of places, and also that you get involved in the Local Guides Connect, which is a slightly different thing. Local Guides Connect is like a forum for local guides, and I recommend that you get involved there as well. Join some discussions, find some discussions around your city or your region, and join those discussions. You just want to look like you're kind of active um, in uh, in the local guide circles. I also recommend that you add some local guides related interests to your Google Plus account. And you'll see why that makes sense when I start talking about reaching out to these authority reviewers. Um, you can actually find local guides communities on Google Plus, and I recommend you join those communities in your local area. Anything having to do with local guides, you want that showing up on your interests in your Google Plus account as well. So let's talk about the 3 steps for finding local guides, reaching out to them, and making requests to them as it relates to the Google Local Guides program. One place that you can find local guides uh, in your area would be to just start in the local guides, Google Local Guides program, and go to meetups. Okay, and you can start by looking here and search for your city. Now you may not find meetups in your city. Let's just say I wanted to look in Chicago. Here's a meetup. What you're actually going to want to do is not look at current meetups, but back up and just go way back and start at a much earlier date. You can see it's going to start showing you past meetups. Just grab one. I'm just checking these out. But what you'll find is that you want to find local guides who are involved in these meetups, who have attended. Okay, this says 0 attending as well. What you'll find here is you'll find one that's organized, and then you'll find over here a list of the people who are attending or who attended that local guides meetup. And the reason you want to find those people is because those are the people who are going to be um, uh, interested in coming to your business. Probably they're fairly involved in the local guides program. They're really into it. It's kind of a hobby for them. Those are the kind of people that you want to try to find. So finding them through meetups on the local guides Google program is one great way. Now, another great way to find them is through the Local Guides Connect. Okay, Local Guides Connect, like I said, it's like a discussion forum for local guides, and you can start just by searching your city or searching your region if nothing comes up for your city. So I'm just going to search Chicago and see what comes up, and I should find just a lot of forum posts. I got 78 forum posts related to Chicago. These You want to look in here and see who are the people who are um, on in these. Let's just try one. Who are in these discussions? Because these are the local guides who are going to be interested in coming out and seeing your business. You can see all these people are level 5, level 4. I think you should go for level 4 or level 5 people. These are the people that you want to be talking to. And so you're finding these people level 5, level 4 people. Those are the ones that you want to be contacting. The other way that you can find people on Local Guides Connect is that on the Local Guides Meetup section, not Local Guides Connect, but the Local Guides Google program has a meetup section. If you're in a meetup, it will usually have a related conversation on Local Guides Connect. You can go over there and find contact information for the person who started it, and maybe if there are discussions happening in there, then you can find those people in there as well. The last place where you can find local guides is on listings related to your competitors or businesses that are related to your business. If looking for people who have visited your direct competitors doesn't make sense, like for example with a veterinarian, where they might be committed to that person, then maybe you would want to look for related businesses. Or maybe you want to actually look for direct competitors, like with Anita's Kitchen here. That's the listing that I'm looking up here. Probably if somebody really likes Lebanese food and you're a Lebanese restaurant with good food, they'd probably want to check that out too. But if you go into a listing of another business related to your business and you check out the reviews. Now I'm logged in to the Google account that that is a local guide account, and it actually shows me when people are a local guide. When you're doing it this way, it doesn't show you what level they are, it just shows you, you can guess at the number of points. A point for a photo and a point for a review, so 63 points for this person. And the points system is 200 plus is what you're looking for because you want level 4 or level 5 guides. If you can't find any of those, then you can start looking down at a level 3, but really we want level 4, preferably level 5 plus, because people don't stop at 500. They can have many, many more than that. And so as I look down here, I see a lot of local guides. Okay, here's one that I can expect is going to have um, close to 500 plus. This person's just about a level 5. Um, and if I click on them, I come to this contributor page. You can see, okay, they are a level 5. So um, the difficulty you'll find is that it can be more difficult to reach out to the people when you find them this way. I recommend that you start in the local guides, Google's local guides program, and on Local Guides Connect first, because it's easy to find them and reach out. But this is another way, especially to find people really closely targeted to your location and also to your industry, and that makes it worthwhile. Let's talk about reaching out to these people. If there are a few different things you can do on Local Guides Connect to reach out to people. So one thing is to just get involved in the discussions that those people are in. Okay, so you want to be replying to them, right? You want to be giving them kudos is like a way of kind of like liking somebody's post or anything that they post, their photos, whatever. You want to just kind of be in there, getting involved, leaving replies, being involved in the discussion here. That's one way. If you have found them on um, Google Maps on someone else's local listing, then the way you reach out to them is a little bit different, and I'm going to show you. This is interesting. When you click on their username, it takes you to this Maps contributor page. And if I cut off the end and just keep this number, and then I go to plus.google.com, and then that number, it takes me to their Google Plus profile. Reaching out to people on Google Plus can be a little bit more difficult. And that is why you want to have some local guides, related information on your Google Plus account. Because what you're going to want to do is follow them. You can add them to a circle if you want to do that to keep track of people or whatever. But the idea is you want to follow them so that they'll notice your follow and hopefully follow you back. And if they see that you're a local guide in the same area, then hopefully they're going to follow you back. And then once they've followed you back, you have access to whatever contact information they make available on their Google Plus profile. Now, that's if you can't find them on local guides. It's difficult to take someone that you find on Google Maps and then find them on local guides. It's possible, but it's pretty difficult, so reaching out to them using Google Plus is an easier way to go. Once you've made some kind of contact with these various local guides, then and you're starting to get some kind of response back, right? They follow you back on Google Plus, or they're replying to discussions and in Local Guides Connect or things like that. Then you want to reach out and make a request. And I want to recommend that you check out the review policies and make sure that you are obeying the policies. For example, conflict of interest, under here it says don't offer or accept money, products, or services to write reviews. So you want to make sure that you're within the guidelines while at the same time inviting them to come and check out your business. Hey, if you like, Lebanese food, come check out our brunch or whatever. It's great. I'm the manager there. Let me know if you're there. I'll make sure we take good care of you. Just something where you're really being kind and inviting them to check it out. And if they're really into the local guides program, it's very likely they will leave you a review. You don't necessarily need to be asking for that. And just to mention, most likely the way you're going to want to do that is actually by going, if you're connected to them through Local Guides Connect, you want to go to their profile page and you actually have the ability to slide this out here. Send this user a private message. So you can message them directly through Local Guides Connect. If you're doing it through Google+, once you've followed them, if they follow you back, you'll be able to have access to their contact information. And you can just let them know, hey, I know you from Google+ or whatever, and then you can go on and make your request. So those are the steps for courting authority reviewers. You want to find them wherever they are, you want to reach out to them and make some kind of connection with them, and then you make some kind of request that you check to be sure is within the guidelines of whatever program they work in and you're working in. And as I mentioned before, I just want to make sure you remember, get regular reviews first. You can see that this is going to take more time. You're going to be really sort of like trying to find some specific individuals and getting them to review you for the sake of their authority. And you want to have lots of regular high rating reviews before you move into this arena. But if you're in a real competitive market, you're trying to beat out some competition and you're looking for ways to add more authority to your local listing, this is a great way to do it.